Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. After a long period of silence, Marvel and Netflix finally officially renewed Jessica Jones for Season 3 last Thursday. If all goes according to plan and Season 3 begins shooting over the summer, I say we should get it around June or so next year. But with how long it took them to announce it, I've had a lot of time to consider what I'd like to see in Season 3 of Jessica Jones. So, as with tradition here on this channel, here are 4 things that need to happen in Jessica Jones Season 3. Number 4, Hellcat. I put this one so early on because it's really the most obvious, and also the only one on this list that we pretty much know for sure is happening. At the end of Jessica Jones Season 2, when their friendship is at its lowest point, after Trish has made a mad dash for powers, it was revealed that her attempts were actually successful, with us catching a glimpse of her cat-like reflexes. So it sounds like we'll finally be getting Hellcat in Season 3 of Jessica Jones, though what she'll be like here is beyond me. I think it's safe to say she won't have the bright yellow costume she does in the comics, just because it's simply not practical at all. I think what we'll probably get is something more like what Daredevil wore in the first season of his series. However, unlike Matt Murdock, Trish Walker is very rich. She has the money and influence to get more protective materials, gadgets, training, and even a design of her own. So I think we'll probably get a mostly black Hellcat costume with some small yellow highlights and hopefully a comics accurate mask. If you think a black costume would be inaccurate to the comics, that's not entirely true. Hellcat has actually worn a costume just like what I've described in the source material before. I'm not so confident on the claws. I think the show could certainly pull it off, but I don't know that Trish would start out with those. I think it's also possible we could get an armored Hellcat suit, though personally I would prefer the other one. 3. Dakota North. Now, I should probably elaborate here. I'm not saying Dakota North, a Marvel Comics private eye, is the only option here. I've also considered the likes of White Tiger, also a PI. However, I think White Tiger and Hellcat are too similar to put in the same show, much less the same season. What I really want to see here is another PI, one much like Jessica, with the two of them basically trying to out-PI each other. I think it could be very cool to have that character be from the comics, and Dakota North is a neat character who would be perfect for the Netflix shows. In fact, she actually has a pretty extensive history in the Daredevil comics. But really, it doesn't have to be Dakota. I mean, it could even just be Malcolm, I guess. But I feel like Dakota North would be a really cool addition to the show. 2. A change to the storytelling. This one's probably the least likely on this list. The Marvel Netflix shows are infamous for their 13-hour movie approach to storytelling, which is essentially stretching one story out over 13 episodes. Sometimes it works. Arguably, most of the time, it feels like they could have cut out about 3 or 4 episodes. Jessica Jones Season 2 suffered from this as well, ultimately just feeling a teensy bit overlong. But it really doesn't have to be. I doubt they're going to stop doing 13 episodes. Despite criticisms about it, they continue to do that. But I think what they should do in Season 3 is maybe try a different approach. Jessica is the perfect character to try a more serialized approach to. I mean, she's a detective. It wouldn't be hard to have a new case every couple of episodes. Now, I think this is unlikely, as it's difficult to imagine them doing this and putting the Hellcat storyline in there. But honestly, I would love to see them try a more serialized approach in Season 3. Really a lot like the first couple of seasons of Sherlock on BBC. Number 1, a big-name villain. One of the Marvel Netflix show's strongest suits so far has been their villains. Almost every season has had very strong villains, and Jessica Jones is no exception. Season 1 gave one of the best TV villains of all time in the form of Kilgrave, and Season 2 followed suit with a couple of sort of villains, namely Elisa Jones and Carl Malice. In Season 3, I'd love to see a new threat in the form of a recognizable Marvel Comics villain, and really it wouldn't be hard to pull this off. In previous seasons, it's harder to integrate, say, Typhoid Mary into it, as Jessica Jones just isn't the kind of person to get involved in crime fighting unless it involves something personal, or maybe one of her cases. But Trish has been dying to get out into the crime fighting world. With the addition of Hellcat, it wouldn't be hard to cook up a story with Typhoid Mary, or even Dr. June Covington, with Trish's involvement forcing Jessica to take part in it. I do like the idea of Covington in this case a bit more than Typhoid Mary, as A, Mary is a Daredevil villain, and B, I think Covington could make for a great season-long mystery if they do it right, and would continue the ideas of IGH in many ways. But what do you guys think? What are some of the things you'd like to see happen in Jessica Jones Season 3? Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
You're so damaged, girl. Oh, you're twisted. You're so damaged.